Hey guys! In this video, we're going to look at the top 5 best electric kettles available on the market today. We made this list based on our own opinion, research, and customer reviews. We've considered their quality, features, and values when narrowing down the best choices possible. If you want more information and updated pricing on the products mentioned, be sure to check the links in the description box below. Number 5. Kasori Electric Glass Kettle. In testing the Kasori, I found that the spout releases a very steady and controlled stream, especially for having a larger opening. There's no splashing or spilling when I pour. And while I'm partial to the Stag EKG, the larger volume of this one is useful for batching iced tea, as well as cleaning my sink. I fill it up, let the water get piping hot, scrub the stainless interior of my basin with a sponge, and then pour the water out all over it for a sparkling finish. I like that the kettle is made of glass because I can easily see the amount of water inside, and the handle is sturdy and comfortable to hold, too. Strategist Deals editor Sam Daly bought this same model about 8 months ago and has used it nearly every day since. She's appreciative of the quick 2 minutes it takes to heat up. I can literally start the water, grab a tea bag and mug, turn back around, and it's at a good temperature, she says. Beyond tea, she uses the large kettle, which doesn't have exact degree control, but she's not particular about that, to make oatmeal and to get a head start boiling water for a pot on her stovetop. Her range takes forever on its own, she says. And while her previous model would keep sizzling on the bottom even after she poured the water out, this one automatically shuts off after I pick it up, she says. Number 4. OXO Brew Cordless Glass Electric Kettle. For my own daily purposes, using a smaller gooseneck kettle makes the most sense. But for a larger vessel, I tested this OXO, and really love it. It's sturdy and well made, which I attribute largely to the glass walls and stainless steel details. Those materials are both more durable, nicer looking, and easier to clean than the cheap plastics of the kettles I associate with dorm rooms. It does have some silicone, but only in thoughtful places like the handle, for comfort, and the base, to ensure you can put it directly down on a surface without causing any damage. The kettle is also the only larger model on this list that allows for precise temperature control. This means you can use it for perfect coffee and tea, but the capacity makes it more versatile for serving other people at the same time as yourself, as well as other forms of cooking. It holds temperature for 30 minutes, too. I appreciate that the glass lets you easily see how much water is inside, and I find the pour spout to produce a clean pour even though it's a larger opening than a gooseneck. Number 3. Balmuda the Kettle Electric Lightweight Gooseneck Kettle. While the Balmuda, maker of our very favorite steam toaster oven, comes in at a similar price point to the Stag EKG, it might be a better choice for those who don't need or want a high-tech option. I think it's similarly pleasing to look at but only has a simple on-off switch. The water also heats up very quickly, in about 2 minutes, both because it doesn't need to hone in on an exact degree like the Stag EKG or the Bonava and because it's a bit smaller overall. Still, when full, it makes plenty of hot water for a couple of mugs of tea at a time. The speed also means I can simply reheat as needed without worrying about exact temperature hold. The spout pours gently and evenly, it's comfortable to grip, and I particularly enjoy the light on the end of the handle that turns on when your water is heating and off and when it is done. Finally, it has a fitted, rounded base, as opposed to the wider square base of the Stag, so if you have limited counter space, this design choice can make a difference. Number 2. Bonava 1L Digital Variable Temperature Gooseneck Electric Kettle. I find the Bonava to be nearly as impressive as the Stag EKG on a technical level. If you go this route, you won't give up temperature precision in 1-degree increments, or temperature hold, or a gooseneck spout. And it does have some predetermined temperatures, too, though it doesn't actually say what they're for outside of the instruction manual, which I don't find as helpful as the Stag's markers. Otherwise, my main knock is aesthetic. It's simply not as sleek as our best overall pick. It's not bad looking, just more standard appliance than design object-esque. The functions are very intuitive. While the Stag EKG operates via a nondescript dial and display screen, the Bonava has clearly marked buttons on its base, power, a plus and minus to set exact degrees, and a hold. I also appreciate the comfortable handle and stainless steel material, which is easy to wipe down so it looks spotless. Ken Nye, owner of 9th Street Espresso, even thinks the Bonava has a slight edge over the Stag EKG. Beyond the lower price, the larger capacity and faster flow rate are both helpful when using the kettle for things other than pour-over coffee, he says. Number 1. Fellow Stag EKG Pro Electric Gooseneck Kettle. The Fellow Stag EKG Pro is the kettle I've been using for the past couple of years. First things first, I know it's on the pricey side, and more expensive than most on this list. But I consider it well worth the investment, a perfect marriage of form, function, and durability that makes it truly best in class. It has exact temperature control in single-digit increments, plus clearly named predetermined settings for tea and coffee types, which is what I use. While the ultra-precise settings mean it takes slightly longer to reach temperature than other kettles, it slows down as it gets close to your desired degree to ensure precision. It still takes only 5 minutes to reach a full boil when filled to the maximum capacity. And it holds temperature, too. I also love the gooseneck spout. That's a feature found in multiple models on this list, but Fellow has optimized the flow so that it comes out at the perfect rate for pour-over. I don't personally drink that style of coffee, but having a slower stream of water is still useful. I never splash or overflow when I'm pouring, and I have maximum control if I ever need just a splash of hot water to deglaze a pan while cooking. The spout is just one of many positives of the overall design. The Stag EKG is as counter-worthy as it is functional. Its minimal profile, clean lines, and nice color options, I have the all-white, make it what I think is the most attractive option on the market. Kyle Ramage, co-owner of Black and White Coffee Roasters, expressed a similar sentiment. It's sturdy and it's eloquent, he says. I also find the angled handle makes it comfortable to hold and pour at the same time. If you're interested in the Pro but can't spend $195, Fellow still sells their original Stag EKG model for $30 less. It doesn't feature the pre-programmed settings, and is lacking a few other perks like the ability to change altitude and language, and a chime sound to indicate it's finished heating. But otherwise, it shares the look, feel, and functionalities of the updated version. Indeed, it's the one that many professionals, tea writer Sarah Shackett, Jared Morrison, co-founder and co-CEO of Sightglass Coffee in San Francisco, and Marco Suarez, one of the owners of Methodical Coffee in Greenville, South Carolina, among others, have been recommending to us since it originally came out 6 years ago. There's a reason it's one of only a few items that has survived countless updates to our gift guides for coffee lovers and tea lovers.